So we are gonna hope and pray that this thing works. If y'all don't know, I have been doing a lot of my reviews, recent reviews on YouTube Shorts, and not through my editing program that I do it through, Filmora, because the phone has to save it, then it uploads to the YouTube, and it's the whole process. But anyway, I don't have enough storage on my phone, so I have to get a tablet or laptop situations, camera, whatever, before I can record my longer videos. So I've been doing that on YouTube Shorts. But anyway, hopefully this works, okay? Hopefully. So anyway, Braxtons, this is episode 2, Trouble in Paradise. I'm so glad that Tawanda is okay. Tawanda had an accident. Some lady hit her. She has fractured either wrist or arm or something. And it's kind of messed up because Tawanda is planning on going to Tulsa. Is it Tulsa, Mexico? Something with a T. For her bachelorette party. She just had this accident. Crazy. That's just how life is. You plan stuff and then something happens. It happens like that all the time. Like, life is just a mess. But we're glad that she's okay. Sean has a toupee on, or a man wig, or whatever you want to say. He misses having hair. I wish Tawanda, she put some back on her head. Maybe she'll be a little bit more easier to deal with, because these days Tawanda Braxton is off the chain. So yeah. So glad she's okay. Tawanda had 28 people in her bridal shower, and they all went to Mexico. The only sister that was able to make it was Trina. Tony always has conveniently something to do, and Tamar just didn't want to come. Right? I hate it. The sisterhood is never going to be as it once was, ever. Tawanda brings up the fact that she misses Tracy, because Tracy would definitely be here for her in this moment. Tracy would be having a good time, and which is probably true. But later on, Tracy started to find her voice, and she started to not let them treat her any kind of way. And so maybe if Tracy was here, that she would be there for Tawanda. I'm sure she would be. Tawanda was telling one of her bridemaids, or matrons of honor, whatever she calls them. She was telling one of them that she hoped that her bio sisters would have been there for her to help her out with this, instead of her friends. And it was just like, well, it is what it is. Toni Braxton is Toni Braxton. She picks and chooses what she wants to go to. She's been this way since the beginning of Braxton Family Values. She has her illnesses and all that, but Toni do what she want to do. Child, please. And Tamar and Tawanda have not been good for years. They can't just sit down and have a conversation. They talk in codes, and nobody just wants to say, look, I don't like you, and this is why I don't like you. But I don't know. The sisterhood is never going to be the same, sadly. The heart of the Braxtons have passed on, which was Tracy. And and we have these 4 left, and they're a hot mess. It's such a shame how Trina has went down. Trina was one of my favorites. I think Trina was a lot of people's favorite at one point. But Trina, Lord, just disappointing these days, I tell you. One thing that was weird was that Tawanda sent Tamar an invitation saying that she wanted Tamar to be her maid of honor, which is so strange, because why? Why would Tamar be your maid of honor? Y'all don't even like each other, Tawanda. And Tamar said that she sent her a video and all that, and then she sent the invitation to Mexico. But Tamar have not directly had any conversation with Tawanda. One of Tamar's critiques from last season is that her and Tawanda don't talk until it's time to film. They don't talk any other time. So it was weird. Found out later on that Tawanda said that she made all of them her maid of honor. Well, when was this going to be announced? And at the same time, it's just like, well, if you're not talking to Tamar, what's she supposed to do? Ain't Tamar supposed to be working directly with the bride and the bridal shower and in charge of stuff? Because Trina never mentioned that she was the maid of honor, and Trina was there with Tawanda in Mexico. She was the only sister that was there. So I don't understand what's the communication thing. Found out later on, thanks to the good old messy producers OG, that he was spreading conversations, and he told Tamar that I don't think that you would be received well if you was to come to Mexico, because he had a conversation with Tawanda, and Tawanda said, well, she didn't really want Tamar there anyway. She would have messed it all up. So what I believe is what Tamar said was that she made her the maid of honor so that she can look bad, so that Tamar could actually come, and then, Tawanda would be an a-hole to her in front of all Tawanda's friends. But me, I'm just the kind of family member, I don't want to be around a bunch of extras. I don't want to be around a bunch of other people. That's where I can kind of understand what Tony, maybe this was a thought in Tony's mind. Tony's a Libra like me. We love the people. We love everybody. But you don't want to be around. Sometimes you just want to be around your family. When you get a break, when you get time to chill out and relax, you just want to be around the people that you want to be around. And Tawanda having 28 people that she paid to be her bridal shower and stuff, and I'm just like, girl, the paid thing is alleged, y'all stop. But it was just weird. I'm like, Tawanda, we never seen these people. You're not gonna see everybody in my life. Whatever. Shut up, Chase. Shut up. So yeah, but Tamar was also wrong and petty, because Estine, which is Tamar's middle name, Estine said that, well, she can't make her wedding because it's her birthday weekend. That's ugly, Tamar. And your edges proves it every time. That's why the Lord be snatching your edges every time. Because that's wrong. Who cares that it's your birthday? Your sister's getting married. You can celebrate anytime, child. It's your birthday weekend. Celebrate the week after. Who cares? Let the whole month be the month of Tamar. You don't have to celebrate. It's pettiness and BS on both sides. Honestly, they all treat each other horribly. Ashley, she had the podcast with Tamar. Nothing was said, really. I guess she can't. Ashley has a gag order on her, so she can't really say much, sadly. And the gag order came from her own father. It's unfortunate that girl can't speak her truth. I'm sorry that my truth involves you. It just do. This is just my life. You just have to be my family, and this is just what so happened to happen. But people just don't have that maturity. It's about them. And it's sad that Ashley is not protected by anybody in her family. She's semi-protected by her aunt Tamar. But Tamar has ulterior motives. And Tamar is also doing this to piss the sisters off. We know that. I kind of don't blame her. But I just hate that she has to go through the niece to do that. Ashley did nothing to nobody. Beautiful girl, by the way. Looks so much like Tawanda. And her sister, her sister, their other niece, Lauren, who passed away, she looked like Tracy. And she was actually close to Tracy. And little Kevin and all them. One thing I found weird was that Brooke, Tawanda's daughter, was on the trip with them to Mexico. Wasn't nobody else there Brooke's age. I'm like, why is little Brookie there? I think Brooke is maybe 18, 19, maybe, something like that, in that range. I'm just like, well, why is the little baby here, Tawanda? And you got all these old lady drunks around. And one of the women was slapping her tail and doing all kinds of stuff. I said, well, I shouldn't even be watching this. So little Brooke witnessing this, I know she traumatized. I've seen that lady before. I think she's a comedian or something. The kind of heavyset lady that had a scene with Tawanda and one of the other bridemaids and Trina. I've seen her before on something. I think she's an actress, but anyway, she seems fun. Hey, girl. So that was pretty much it. Miss E is doing nothing as usual. Looking at God and for God's sakes, and how about that, and all the things she say every second. And so yeah. Oh, and at the end, Trina, Vaughn. I hope this is not true, but Vaughn called Trina in Mexico and said that he in the hospital, he in urgent care because the doctors are saying it's congestive heart failure or something. So she rushes home to see about Vaughn. So she gonna have to leave the bridal shower. So why they gonna have none of her sisters there? It's a sin and a shame. It's a sin and a shame. But it's interesting how Tamar is never forgiven for not being there, not wanting to show up. But Tony always is. But Tony is the Braxton. She put all the other sisters on. Tawanda was her assistant. That came with a lot of perks. Even though I know Tawanda worked tooth and nail and was there for Tony and her kids more than she was there for her own. So, I do understand Tawanda's frustration, and she's done a lot for the family. So it would be nice for the family to be there for her during her wedding. But this is the family dynamic, and it's been this way for years. So it's tough. I don't know if it's the middle child syndrome or what it is, but it's tough. It's tough. This family has a lot of secrets, and there's a lot of foolishness that's been going on for years. And yeah, it's just going to get worse and worse, unfortunately, for the Braxtons. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Skinsworth on Instagram and Twitter, at Skinsworth89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. I'll see you guys later. Bye.